Coming up this morning on Daybreak, a WCTV exclusive. The victim in yesterday's robbery and kidnapping in Tallahassee is speaking out. What he's telling us about that fateful moment his life was in danger. Plus, a former Florida State quarterback has entered a plea in a battery case, while the victim says the video of the incident is still hard for her to watch. And one police group in Florida is saying that it will support the open carry bill under one condition. We'll tell you what that is. And meteorologist Rob Nicotola is here to let us know if the wonderful weather lasts over the weekend.
Live from the WCTV studios, this is Eyewitness News Daybreak. Coverage you can count on.
Good Friday morning to you. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak, and hopefully this is one of those weekends to get outside and play a little.
Definitely is one of those weekends. So if you've got the outdoor plans, nothing but good stuff in the forecast, unless you're looking for cold. And if you are, sorry, there's nothing going on that way around here anytime soon. The radar picture's clear and quiet. Probably stays that way all weekend. Maybe by Sunday night we pick up a couple of showers, maybe. But more likely we're not even going to find some then. To the bottom of the screen, that's where the clouds and the showers are, and that's where they likely stay for our Friday, for our Saturday, and we'll watch and see what can develop to our north and west by Sunday and Monday. Temperatures this morning span from a 46 in Cross City to a 58 in Camilla. It's 56 in Marianne. It's 50 at Quincy. It's 51 at St. Mark's. So milder across the board, and our warmer temperatures are to the north where we have a little bit more cloud cover. Not much of a breeze to stir things up, so we do have some of that fog. Areas like Perry, the visibility just 1/4 mile. Take a look here at the futurecast over the next day or two. The best chances for clouds and showers stay well to the north, but we'll pick up a few more clouds each day, today, tomorrow, Sunday. And by the time we get to Sunday night and Monday, now we at least look for that next boundary to do something for us. The what is still in question. A lot of the energy associated with that's going to stay way off to the north. A little fog early. Top temperatures closer to 80 today with a few more clouds in the skies. We are in for the good stuff, the warmer weekend. I'll break it down in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Rob. And our headlines this morning, a man is in stable condition after being shot by deputies in Leon County yesterday morning. Well, this man, Charles Vaughn, is accused of robbing both a bank and a pharmacy in Tallahassee. He's also accused of robbing banks in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky. Now, LCSO says that he kidnapped a man around 10 yesterday morning. They say Vaughn then robbed the Prime Meridian Bank on Capitol Circle in Tallahassee through the drive-through. Vaughn later ran off near some railroad tracks on Fred George Road. Leon County deputies then found him about 500 yards away from those tracks. Vaughn shot at deputies who then returned fire. He was shot multiple times. A canine also attacked him. And this morning we are hearing from the man who was kidnapped by Vaughn. That man sat down exclusively with WCTV's James Buckley.
I mean, I thought this was it.
Richard Camp was sitting in his car reading a newspaper near Capitol Circle Northeast Thursday morning. That's when he says 26-year-old Charles Vaughn III knocked on his passenger side window, pointing a gun at him.
Told me to open the door and to take him west.
Before that, Vaughn demanded the father of three stop at the drive-thru of this Prime Meridian Bank.
He told them he was robbing the bank. He wanted all the money he could get. And he started counting from 10 down, saying he was getting ready to kill me.
When he does that, what's going through your mind?
I'm getting ready to die.
After leaving, the two headed west on I-10.
Told me not to speed, but he told me to go.
At this point, Camp tried reasoning with Vaughn.
I said, but anybody can turn their life around. He goes, my life is screwed. I've robbed 15 banks. And that's when he says he's got to go to a pharmacy.
The two went to the CVS off of the Monroe Street exit, again pulling into the drive-thru.
He pointed the gun at me again. Started counting down again, said he wanted painkillers.
The two then headed onto Fred George Road, where Vaughn eventually got out of the car and headed to a wooded area. Camp was able to find some construction workers to dial 911, but law enforcement was already closing in. Vaughn was shot and can be seen in a viewer video being taken to an ambulance. Camp says he now has another reason to be thankful during the holidays.
Puts a whole different perspective on life.
Well, Cam says although he hunts, he does not have a concealed carry permit, but says after this experience yesterday, it's on his to-do list. Former FSU quarterback DeAndre Johnson is guilty of misdemeanor battery. He took a plea deal on the eve of his scheduled trial. Well, take a look here. This punch landed him in court. He did that last June to FSU student Abigail Husty at Iani's Bar on West Tennessee Street. Well, she spoke publicly yesterday about the incident for the first time since that night.
It's hard for me to watch because it doesn't show that he is holding both of my wrists, and I don't think that people really do see that he's shoving me and pushing me from the very beginning, and I think that a lot of people think that I'm the one who started it, even though it wasn't me. I wouldn't do that.
Well, Johnson will serve 6 months probation and 10 days on sheriff's jail work crew. Well, he did not give a statement after yesterday's proceedings. His attorney, Jose Baez, says Johnson is trying to move forward. A man on death row for the abduction and murder of an FSU student is appealing his case to the Florida Supreme Court. Quentin Truhill and 2 other men were convicted of kidnapping and killing Vincent Binder in April of 2010. Truhill's attorney is arguing that his conviction and death sentence should be overturned. Well, some of the arguments focused on who was the leader of the group and if one or more of them was responsible for the actual stabbing. The Supreme Court has yet to rule on the appeal of co-defendant Kentrell Johnson, who argued his case earlier this month. A third co-defendant entered a plea and received a life sentence. A new report shows that Florida's prisons are understaffed, lack adequate prison programs, and have deteriorating facilities and fences. That's according to a 178-page report prepared for a legislative research office. Now, the report examines staffing, security, and inmate issues in the prison system that houses about 100,000 prisoners. The department's officer turnover rate has led to a large number of inexperienced officers handling some of the most important responsibilities. The average experience of officers at the state's largest prison is less than 10 months. Well, unanswered questions remain in Wednesday's El Patron shooting in Tallahassee. One of those questions, if the restaurant was over capacity at the time. Officers speculate a few hundred people were inside. Well, we spoke to the owner of El Patron, who told us the capacity is set at 174. The staff also uses a wristband system to handle large crowds. The owner says that the capacity issue will no longer be a concern because the restaurant will no longer host special events. And speaking of gun violence, a key police group is supporting open carry legislation in Florida with one condition. The state's Police Chiefs Association voted to back the bill if changes to protect cops were included. Those changes include proposed fines and clarifications to the law. Legislators will consider the bill and those amendments next month. It's 5:37 now on this Friday morning, and weather like this makes you look forward to the weekend even more.
It sure does, and it's going to last into and throughout the weekend. We've got more of the warm in store, I think, all weekend. Now, there are some changes coming for next week, but we've got a couple more days to enjoy before those changes come. And if you don't like the warm stuff, hey, sorry, not sorry, man. We've got some good stuff to talk about for the weekend. It's going to continue. We'll break it down next.